A theory proposing water is conscious can be constructed by synthesizing elements from panpsychism, the purported responsiveness of water to intention, Emoto's claims, and the spiritual view of water's sacred nature. This theory posits that water possesses a fundamental, rudimentary form of proto-consciousness that allows it to receive and store energetic or vibrational information. The theory of Hydric Proto-Consciousness. This theory, which we can call Hydric Proto-Consciousness, proposes that water is not merely an inert chemical compound, H2O, but the most fundamental medium of consciousness in the physical world, acting as a universal, non-biological information receiver and storage system. 1. Proto-consciousness as a fundamental property, panpsychist root. Premise: drawing from panpsychism, consciousness is not solely an emergent property of complex brains, but an intrinsic, fundamental property of matter. This property is simplest and most universally expressed in the H2O molecule, the hydric unit. Each water molecule possesses a basic, non-sentient form of experience or mind stuff, referred to here as proto-consciousness. This is a receptive vibrational capacity, not a reflective or thinking consciousness like that of humans. Significance: because water is the primary solvent and medium of life, its presence ensures that life itself is nested within a foundation of proto-consciousness, establishing a baseline awareness for the entire biosphere. 2. Information reception and storage, Emoto's claim root. Mechanism of resonance. Water's unique molecular structure, particularly its hydrogen bonding and ability to form dynamic, short-lived clusters, allows it to be exceptionally sensitive to vibrational energy fields, including those generated by human thought and emotion, intention. Energetic imprinting. When water is exposed to focused human intention, positive or negative, the vibrational frequency associated with that intention causes a corresponding stable rearrangement or imprint in the water's molecular clusters. This is the memory or basic awareness of the water. Crystalline expression. The resulting ice crystal formations, as claimed by Emoto, are simply the visible manifestation of this underlying molecular imprinting. Symmetrical crystals represent coherent, harmonious imprints, e.g., love, while chaotic crystals represent incoherent, dissonant imprints, e.g., hate. The water is aware of the distinction via its structural change. 3. Universal interconnectedness, spiritual root. The global hydrosphere as a network. All the water on Earth, in the oceans, the clouds, and within living organisms, is interconnected. This global hydrosphere acts as a single, distributed hydric mind, or collective awareness. Transmission of information. The structural information, the memory or imprint, received by a small sample of water can theoretically be propagated throughout this network via subtle, non-local energetic transfer, much like a wave on an ocean. Conclusion: water's sacred status in many cultures is a prescient recognition of its dual role, chemically as the substance of life, and energetically as the conscious, receptive medium that binds and harmonizes the physical and intentional realms. People might think water is conscious for a variety of reasons, often drawing from a blend of spiritual, philosophical, and pseudoscientific ideas, rather than mainstream scientific understanding. Here's a breakdown of the common drivers behind this belief. 1. Masaru Emoto's water crystal. Experiments. This is arguably the most influential source of the idea of water consciousness in recent popular culture. The claims. Emoto, a Japanese businessman and author, claimed that water samples exposed to positive thoughts, words, like love or gratitude, or music would form beautiful, symmetrical ice crystals when frozen. Conversely, water exposed to negative words, hate or evil, or intentions would supposedly form ugly or distorted crystals. Interpretation. Proponents interpret these results as evidence that water can read or feel human emotions and intentions, thus exhibiting a form of consciousness or responsiveness. Appeal. Emoto's work resonated with many because it offered a tangible, albeit unproven, link between inner thoughts and the physical world, aligning with ideas of manifestation and the power of positive thinking. His books were bestsellers, and the concept spread widely. 2. Philosophical concepts like panpsychism, core idea. Panpsychism is a philosophical view that consciousness or mind-like properties are fundamental and pervasive throughout the universe, not just an emergent property of complex brains. Could possess some rudimentary form of consciousness or proto-consciousness. This isn't about water having human-like thoughts or feelings, but rather a basic capacity for experience or information processing at a very fundamental level. 3. Spiritual and indigenous belief systems, sacredness of water. Many ancient and indigenous cultures view water as sacred, a living entity, or a carrier of spiritual energy. It's often central to creation myths, purification rituals, and ceremonies. Interconnectedness. These traditions often emphasize the interconnectedness of all living things and the elements. In this worldview, water isn't just H2O. It's a vital, conscious part of the larger ecosystem, capable of receiving and transmitting information. Examples. The Maya, for instance, recognize water as a living system, intimately linked to other life forms and even astral phenomena. They believe water thinks, feels, and reflects, and they speak to it, transmitting happiness and sadness. 4. Intuition and metaphorical thinking, life-giving properties. Water is essential for all known life. Its transformative abilities, liquid, solid, gas, and its role in biological processes can lead to an intuitive sense that it's more than just a simple substance, perhaps possessing a hidden aliveness or intelligence. Fluidity and adaptability. Water's ability to flow around obstacles, adapt to any container, and wear away even the hardest stone can be seen metaphorically as demonstrating wisdom, resilience, or a kind of knowing. Bruce Lee's famous "be like water" philosophy is a great example of this metaphorical appreciation. Human composition. Since human bodies are largely composed of water, some believe that if our bodies can feel and think, then the water within us, and by extension, all water, must have some capacity for responsiveness. 5. Desire for deeper meaning and connection. In a world that can sometimes feel mechanistic and disconnected, the idea of water consciousness offers a sense of wonder, mystery, and interconnectedness. It suggests that our intentions and feelings have a tangible impact on the world around us, empowering individuals and promoting mindful living. While these reasons provide insight into why someone might hold this belief, it's important to reiterate that, from a scientific standpoint, there is no evidence to support the claim that water possesses consciousness. The scientific understanding of consciousness is currently linked to complex biological systems, particularly brains. No scientific evidence. There is no credible scientific evidence to support the idea that water is conscious in any meaningful way. Pseudoscientific claims. The popular claims by Masaru Emoto are considered pseudoscience due to a lack of rigorous methodology and independent verification. Philosophical speculation. The idea of water having consciousness is more aligned with philosophical concepts like panpsychism, which proposes that consciousness is a fundamental property of all matter. This is a topic of ongoing philosophical debate, not a scientific consensus about water itself. While the idea of water being conscious is intriguing and resonates with some spiritual or holistic viewpoints, it's crucial to distinguish it from established scientific understanding.